My name's Alex. I'm in my early 30s and I work in construction project management. I started thinking about how to build wealth a few years ago and how to become more financially independent. And I started to realize my job and super contributions won't be enough and I'll have to be working until I'm 70. So I started to do some research and read books, and I realized that a lot of it was saying that people build wealth through investing in property. So I started to get interested in that, and I was reading about these books and how other people have done it, and I thought I could do this too myself. So I looked at a few buyer's agents when I was thinking about investing in my first properties, and I came across Dilleen Property, and I was really inspired by Dilleen's story, because he had come from very beginnings where he hadn't inherited wealth or anything like that, and he had to work hard and build up his property portfolio, and he's been incredibly successful at doing it. And at the same time, he's got a lot of experience in the process. So I contacted Eddie, and he's you can ask him any questions, and he's got that experience. He's been there and done that before. So it gave me so much confidence that I could that he'd be able to help me build my property portfolio too. Investing in property can seem like a daunting experience for anyone doing it for the first time. I think, coming to Dilleen Property, Eddie helps you. He helps educate you into how the process works, and also makes you sort of alleviate some of those fears that people might have in investing in property. And so, you go there and you speak to Eddie, and he helps you to become more confident and comfortable with the process, and you can do it. And I live in Melbourne too, so I seeing property prices are quite high in Melbourne. So when I started as well, I didn't imagine that it was something that I would be able to achieve. And then Eddie opened up my eyes to I can purchase in another capital city, and there's properties that are 200 to 300 grand, and he was able to find them so quickly. So yeah, it's amazing. I'd say to people too not to be afraid to purchase interstate as well, because you get your building and pest inspections. You see a lot of photos of the property. You can get a lot of detail on the property. There's so much, property data out there now as well, that you can find out so much about it before you make that decision to purchase. So I've got 5 properties now, and we first owned our principal place of residence, and then Eddie has helped me purchase 4 properties now. And we first purchased my first property with Eddie about 18 months ago. And since then, I've been able to, accumulate another 3 more properties. And through that process, Eddie has presented properties to me and helped me, through the process of, with building and pest inspections, gaining financing, advising me on having buffers as well. And also Dilleen Property managed my properties for me as well, which has been brilliant. So, that takes owning the property, the pressures of that off, and they do a brilliant job at looking after the, any sort of things that come up along the way with owning properties. So if I can do it, I think anyone can. My first property I bought about 18 months ago. I had to change my mindset from an emotional mindset from, purchasing a property for yourself to live into, this is buying a property for an investment. So I bought my first property for 189 in Brisbane, and I recently had it revalued after about 12 months, and it had gone up to 230,000. And it's a 2-bedroom townhouse, and it's quite neat and clean and everything like that. And then I bought a second property in the same year, in 2020, and that I bought for 240, and in a year it went up to 320. And so I was, blown away by that increase in value, and it was incredible. And at the time in 2022, people were saying, with COVID and everything, like, don't buy property, it's risky and everything. And but with the research and working with Eddie, it just gave me confidence that, in understanding how the property markets and property cycles work and things like that. And I'm so glad that I have, because, after 12 months, I've, even in just those first 2 properties, they've gone up in value so much. And then I bought a third property, which I purchased for 220, and that's gone up to 250. And then I bought a fourth property, which I bought for 160, and that's gone up to 200. So now, like, with all that, having all those revaluations, I've been able to take equity out, and then this year I'm looking to building my property portfolio to reach my goal. Next, I'd like to continue to build on my existing property portfolio. So the key drivers of it is to, have more choices in life, have more freedom. And I want to delay gratification now to be able to later in life spend more time with family, to be able to give back to community, and to be also retire comfortably, and not have to work until I'm 70 or older because I have to. Maybe I want to, but having properties will give me those choices and freedom in life.